Hello chess fans, we're back with episode 2 of CM training. In this video, I'm going to be trying to try out new openings in the attempt to get a higher rating and maybe prepare myself for the pursuit of the CM title. Okay, let's go for the Nimso Indian. I've been playing this for a long time, and I generally like the lines that cover this. Okay, so we see e3. So there's a few moves here. You can play c5, b6, castles. And I think d5 might even be a move, but I'm not sure. One of these is not a move. I know that for sure. But I'm sure castles is a fine move. This is the Reuben sign variation. And okay, we see bishop d3. So against bishop d3, I like to go b6. And this might be bad because of e4, but not a lot of people play that. Yeah, knight g e2 would be the other problem. There's supposed to be some sort of d4 idea, though. I think. And then on a3, you go bishop d6. And the knight is supposed to be bad. I think it's d5. I might be remembering it incorrectly, but c5 also comes to mind. And okay, let's go bishop b7. Maybe a6 was better, but okay. Now let's go bishop d6. We have the bishops eyeing the king side. And we can look for knight d7, e5, or we can look for c5 here. I think this position now calls for c5. And I might cough a few times during this video because I'm a little bit sick, but I got tested negative, so I'm all good. c5 is kind of calling to me right now. Yeah, I think I'm going to play c5. When your opponent plays a slow move like f3, I think you have to try and punish it. Because if he gets e4 for free, or if they get e4 for free, then it's like, I don't have much compensation. And the idea now is that I'm not worried about the hanging pawns because f3 makes no sense then. So yeah, I think I've probably comfortably equalized here. Maybe slightly dubious opening though, because I need to brush up my Nimso probably, because yeah, I've never really looked at these lines too in depth. But it seems like I'm doing well already. Okay, so do I want to go here or here? So now I could get the isolated pawns right now to my opponent. But do I want to do that? This bishop is pretty strong. So I could play like queen c7, but then knight b5. I could go knight c6, putting pressure on this pawn, and then think about takes and like some ideas like this. Problem is there's always sacks here, so maybe not. I also could think of like takes and like e5. It's not the most ridiculous thing in the world. Takes, bishop b2 is probably equal. Knight b d7, bishop b2 also looks like white's 2 extra tempos have not been used well. Because they got a3 for free. Like takes, rook c8. Or maybe rook e8 as well. Maybe I should just insert takes. But then the bishop can come on this diagonal. Okay, I'm going to go knight b to 7, and I want the bishop to commit here, and then I'll take. I think that's the best course of action, so that the bishop won't be open. Otherwise, the bishop could still think about not there, but bishop g5 ideas. Alright, bishop b2. Now I think taking here makes a lot of sense. So I might have to decide how to play now. Do I want to play against hanging pawns, like takes? I might want to. I could also go start with this move, rook c8. If knight b5, bishop b8, should be doing well. I can also always create pressure on this side of the board with like queen c7 after bishop b8 or something like that. The bishop on d6 remains hyper flexible, whether it wants to go back here. That's something really good. Okay, they go rook c1, defending this pawn. Now, I'm thinking about queen e7 and then rook d8. That looks most natural to me, and I think that's what I'm going to play. Yeah, because they left the defense of this pawn. So you always got to try to punish them for what their last move left behind. Knight b5 still, bishop e8 is the answer, I think. And yeah, I kind of like my position right now. Okay, so let's go bishop e8. And I feel like the knight on b5 is not really ideal. Alright, so they want to go bishop here. Well, maybe I underestimated this. Because then they're going to go knight d6. And do I really want to give up my bishop? I don't really want to give up my bishop, do I? Because on bishop a3, I'm thinking rook d8. And then, or well, rook d8, bishop a3, queen e8, knight d6 with a fork. I have to take with my bishop, takes. And I don't like my position. So maybe I shouldn't have allowed that. Maybe I should have played a6 first. But is there anything else I can do? I don't think so. I think I have to go for this. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but slightly annoying. And I mean, my opponent, they could probably wait. Like, they could play c5. I think that's always an idea, but I don't think it's very good here. Because then I can go like e5 ideas, like takes e5, and then I don't know. It looks very bad. So I think my opponent will play knight d6. Well, maybe not now. Maybe they'll play a useful move and wait for a6. Which means I have to find a way to do something here. And I'm thinking knight f8. Okay. So I have to take here. My opponent takes back. Okay, so now we got to play against the hanging pawns. And the best way to do so, I think, was be my knight to come to a5. So I might go knight b8, actually. Bishop here, takes, and like knight c6. And then the idea is to go knight a5. Yeah, this looks pretty reasonable. And I also keep my queen and eye on this pawn. Alright, let's go here. I have a strange suspicion the bishop might come this way as well. They could come here and then go here, which would actually be fairly annoying. Might have to go h6 to stop that on bishop f4. Okay, they go bishop g3. Yeah, so I think knight c6 looks reasonable. Yeah, I think I'm getting pinned here, which is really annoying. Knight a6 to jump into b4 doesn't really do much. Yeah, I'm really annoyed at this pin that's coming here. Well, I guess there's nothing much that I can do. So I guess this pin is just going to happen. Alright. Well, b4 at least is a weak square. So I'm thinking that I might be able to use that in the future. d4 is obviously a weak pawn. And yeah, bishop b1 makes a lot of sense. Because they're just trying to get on that diagonal. Now, I actually might play takes and e5, now that I think about it. d5, though, is slightly annoying. So I may play e5 right away. The problem is like queen d2. Then do I go e4? Because then they take here. But e4 even with the queen on d3. Oh, then I could go... Oh, well, then on any queen d3 I can go knight b4, can't I? Or I could even go here at that point. So if queen d2, I play e4 takes, I could take on d4, because then I attack the queen. So yeah, I'm looking at e5, and usually you don't want to explode the center, but here I think there's just a lot of pressure on my opponent's center, so I think it's quite reasonable to go for it. A chill move like bishop h4 even actually might be the winning move here for white, because I don't really see actually now what I'm supposed to do on bishop h4. This knight is a very important defender in versus this bishop, and I don't really have much to do against it. So yeah, excellent move I think by my opponent, really taking advantage of my mistake. The problem is if I take here, they're gonna take here. And then if I take, they go queen d3 or queen d2, and I can't stop this. So I guess I gotta go queen e6 then. And on queen d3 or queen d2, I can play knight b4, but if they take first, and then play here, I guess I gotta go here. Well, queen d3, knight b4, queen d2, or something like that. maybe might be the idea. And I have to go back. Then I guess it's unclear whether white has more than a draw, or do they just have to accept the draw? They almost certainly do have more than the draw, at least here, because they have the bishop pair. Center seems to be exploding, not in my favor. So yeah, I definitely messed this up. I underestimated a4, bishop a3, I guess, and a knight coming to b5. I didn't think it was that potent, but it is. So now, another thing to consider is that I could always win this game by flagging my opponent. So I think what I'm going to do here is I realize that I'm worse. So, and I have a problem with time management. That's why the last video was named that. I realize I'm worse, so I think I got to try and create some complications. And I think that's best done through time pressure. So yeah, I just realized now, if I ever have to play g6, I think I'm going to be completely lost on the dark squares. Because they have the dark squared bishop and I don't. So I just got to be careful of that also. And so my opponent is thinking, which I think is a good thing. They're probably looking for some sort of knockout blow. Let me just calculate. I think, okay, c takes d5 was not a move I calculated. Yeah, I don't really understand that. I think I'm just going to take with the rook. Get out of the pin and keep this pin. The good thing about like queen d3 ideas is that I don't think they work because I can take here. And if it takes here, I have here. Okay, I see my opponent's idea now. After takes, they want to take with the queen, I think. Or they want to take this. Wait, I don't see my opponent's idea, actually. I actually do not see it. I think it's just a free pawn. Okay, rook takes c8. I guess I take with the bishop? I think. Because queen takes, I think this is annoying. Yeah, queen d3 is never a threat. Oh, knight f4. That's a nice move, isn't it? I almost want to take this one. Yeah, I did miss knight f4. That's a nice move. Yeah, so now I'm in swindling mode because there's no way I'm doing well in this game without some sort of big swindle here. How do I swindle this? Swindle is what has to happen here. Takes. Looks to be my only chance to swindle. Now, let's say I take with the knight. I have to take with the bishop, I think. Okay. Let's give up our queen. We have to create some swindling chances here, and I think that this material imbalance is the best possible one I could get to do something with. Alright, but yeah, my opponent played really well here, I think, so there wasn't much I think I could have done. But yeah, this seems to be a good example of how you use a bishop pair with the two pawns. Alright, so my pawn takes here. And yeah, so I have to keep defense of this. I was thinking of knight takes here, takes, check here, check, and if they go back it's a draw, but they have king here. So I guess I'll go bishop d7 then. Or rook d7, just so that it's defended. Yeah, rook d7 looks about right. And that an idea might be to play like knight f5, knight e3. And the knight I think was really good on e3. If I can get that off here, I think I'm pretty much winning. So I might have wanted to go rook d6 then. But I think now the ability to go to c7 as well is pretty useful. So yeah, knight f5 here is the idea. If queen d2, I win. If queen c1, I win. Knights are always very tricky. So yeah, I think my opponent is completely winning here, but I don't think it's at all that simple. I think I have some activity here. I would give this position in the range of +2 by the engine, because I think black has some decent compensation here. And knights it's a famous saying to never resign with a knight because there's so many forks and tactics, and knight f5, knight e3 is looking very good. If I was white, I might just play like h3 because it seems like you're getting mated in a lot of positions. Alright, so my opponent plays there. Let's go knight f5, attacking the queen. And the idea is to go knight e3 after. Queen there. Okay, let's give up this pawn, because I don't think it matters that much. Oh, my opponent doesn't take it. Let's just take. And go here. Though my opponent might have queen here. Hopefully they don't spot it. Because I think here actually loses, because after here I have a double threat of here and taking the bishop. But yeah, I think my pieces are relatively active. I think queen e1 is a pretty simple, easy move to win the game, but if my opponent doesn't spot it... Oh, okay, wait. I think I might be winning now. Oh, yes, the swindler's dream is true. So, I think I have pretty well... I think I did pretty well to create as much chances as I possibly could. And it definitely worked out. So yeah, my opponent gives me another pawn. One blunder always leads to another. And yes, so we win the game. I will be honest, completely undeserved. I completely did not deserve to win this, but this is why we always play on, even when we're just completely lost, even when the material is completely against us. So let's just analyze this game really quick. I know the side of the screen might not make a lot of sense to most of you, but try to do my best with it. So castles is the main line, apparently. So yeah, b6, c5, and castles are the main line. I wonder why d5 is not played. Because queen a4 check. Knight c6, knight f3 this is a transposition to the Rogozin. So what's the real problem with this one? a3, bishop takes e3, b takes c3. Yeah, okay, so d5, if anyone wants to look at a sideline versus a Rubinstein variation, I don't really see anything wrong with this. So castles, bishop d3. b6, okay, b6 is not supposed to be played. And yeah, I was right about e4. But now the engine's saying it's equal. So wait, how do you punish b6? Okay, knight e2 is the right move. And then here, most people go bishop b7, and after castles, d5. It essentially transposes. Okay, but I played d5 right away. So yeah, I don't really see any problem with this b6 move immediately. Because after e4, bishop b7, it seems we get a lot of pressure on the center. And this looks pretty fun, at least to play a little bit. So here my opponent went f3, I think, which is way too greedy. And yeah, the correct way to punish this is with c5. My opponent went b3, which has never been played. So this position is already -1, apparently. Knight b7. Knight c6 is supposed to be slightly better. I can understand that. There, takes. Rook c8 is the best move. Rook c1. These moves all make sense because they're developing here. And now this can be considered a mistake, because it goes from -1 to +0.5. So yeah, I should have gone rook e8. I meant knight b5 by bishop b8. And there's no tempo. Queen 7, knight b5, bishop b8, a4 is a very nice move by my opponent. Here I'm supposed to go back. It's hard for any player to do this and just admit they're wrong. And another move is a6, bishop a3, knight c5, which I'll be honest, I never even considered either of these moves. So rook fd8 looks natural here, queen e8 here, takes. This position is supposed to be equal, but this was a blunder. Knight b8 was just a blunder. I'm supposed to take, and then pile up some pressure along this diagonal. That makes sense. Alright, so I blundered c5, and e5 was also a blunder. I'm supposed to go d takes. Knight a5, and the pawns are just too weak, I guess. Okay, the move I was praising for my opponent turns out to be bad. Seems that they have to go bishop f5, and I have to sack the exchange. Knight takes d4 here is best. Alright, I think queen e6 is pretty natural. C takes, rook takes. I don't think this move made any sense at all. Takes, knight f... Oh, queen takes c8. Yeah, it was much better, because I guess this is nothing to be scared of. Knight f4. Knight e2 check should be played here. Takes. takes. So yeah, wait, seemingly a very bad game. But this position is plus 1.5. Now it's plus 1. And now it's equal. Okay, so I was technically right about this position. That makes me pretty happy that it was not at all easy to win. And yeah, g3 is just a blunder because of rook d2. So wait. Oh, wait. So rook d2. Cool. Oh, yeah, wow. They can't do anything. So yeah, inserting this was just pretty dumb. And then here my opponent had only one move, which is queen e4. And they wouldn't have got... Oh, sorry. That's a misclick. They would have gotten away with a draw. King h1, rook e2. Threatening nasty discoveries and also threatening a check here. And they should go king g1 and repeat. What happens if they just go here or something? Rook e1, king here. Bishop d5. And yeah, there's too much pressure. So yeah, I then managed to swindle this and win the game. So yeah, that's in today's video, guys. If you liked the video, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. If you like the opening, I'm pretty much fine to play whatever opening you guys tell me to. The only openings I think I won't play are, I don't know, like the Najdorf and the Grunfeld. That's not for my level. But I'll see you guys in the next one.